So Sound Exchange is, in fact, different from ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC in that we are the official nonprofit organization that's mandated by the government to collect on behalf of all recording artists and all owners of sound recording copyrights. So by recording artists, I mean the people who go into the recording studio and perform on the tracks. So the performers in the studio who create the sound recording. So it's not, it's different from what ASCAP, BMI, and CSAC collect for, in that they collect the public performance royalties for songwriters of the underlying musical composition. And for the owners of that underlying song, which are the publishers, typically. We are collecting, again, for the performers who help to create the sound recording and for the owners of the sound recording copyright. So basically, Sound Exchange is out there being the sole organization that's been mandated by the government to collect for all recording artists and record labels for the use of their sound recordings by certain digital services. Right now in the United States, the only folks who use sound recordings that are required to pay a public performance royalty are, in fact, folks who are making a digital audio transmission of that sound recording. So those are basically three camps that I put them into. Internet radio, which is like Pandora.com and Yahoo and AOL, streaming sites and radio stations that simulcast over the Internet. Those are some examples. And then number two, satellite radio, which is Sirius XM radio. And number three, what I call cable TV radio stations, which are those audio-only stations on the end of the cable TV dial that are serviced by the digital cable providers, serviced into them by Music Choice and Muzak, for example, a couple of those companies. So we basically collect from those types of digital services: internet radio, satellite radio, and cable TV radio. And there's a few others out there, but those are the three main groups that we collect from, and then make sure that we give out those royalties 50-50 to the performers who perform on the recording and the owners of the sound recording copyright. I mean, we are a PRO, but we're a different kind. We're not a songwriting PRO. We're a sound recording PRO. And so, yes, they have to register with us directly, and it's separately, and there's no fee to register. It's just, there's no strings attached. We're just the sole organization, so everyone needs to just come forward and register so we know where to find them when their music is played, so that we know where to mail the check. Basically, anybody who has a sound recording out there, whether it was an old recording that you had from a band that you had back in the 80s, or whether it's a current release that you just released, everybody needs to just make sure they register with Sound Exchange. Anyone who's ever had any sound recording that they've put out there. They do not have to be U.S. citizens. Anyone from around the world is welcome to come direct and register with us. We do have reciprocal agreements with certain countries, and if one is a member of one of those foreign performance rights organizations in those countries, they could just go through their performance rights organization to collect their Sound Exchange royalties, because we trade royalties under those reciprocals. For example, PPL in the United Kingdom or SENA in Holland are, for example, two of the performance rights societies in foreign countries that we're members of. I know there are many artists in the Caribbean who have already registered with PPL in the UK. And so if they have done that, they don't need to come to us directly. They could just go through PPL, although everyone is welcome. If they just want to come direct and get their money from us, they are welcome, of course, to just sign up with us directly. Sound Exchange is very interested in being a part of this conference because we really want to get the word out to all of the recording artists out there and all of the independent record labels out there that they should come forward and register with us. And we want to help educate everyone about how they can make more money via Sound Exchange by getting their recordings played on certain internet, satellite radio, and cable TV radio stations. So we're very interested in helping artists to understand how to maximize their income via their digital streaming performance royalties.